Dear participant, ladies and gentlemen, I feel great honor and pleasure to have this opportunity to speak before you today. And I'm especially grateful to Mr. Mark Donfried for the invitation, especially since I have the opportunity to meet new people with whom we share common values regarding the protection of human rights and freedoms. I come from the Republic of Macedonia, a small country that, after the dissolution of Yugoslavia, acquired independence peacefully and democratically. The Constitution of Republic of Macedonia, adopted immediately after the proclamation of independence in 1991, among the other fundamental values, guarantees the rule of law and the protection of human rights as a basis for the development of democracy in our country. For this purpose, special attention was paid to the need for stable institutions that will guarantee this. In this framework, special attention was dedicated to judicial reforms. To this objective, we approach with great enthusiasm, and I can say that the transition from socialism and the one-party system to democracy was implemented without taking rigid personal changes. General re-election of judges and public prosecutor was realized, but with an approach that this kind of personnel cannot be created overnight and quickly. The approach was the 96% of the old composition of judges was re-elected, with many additional training organized by the European Union countries. The judges were trained to do their work honestly, diligently, and lawfully in terms of a democratic system. We initiated the harmonization of the domestic legislation and the judicial practice with the standard laid down in the European Convention on Human Rights and the practice of European Court of Human Rights. We constituted the supremacy of the international law over the national law regarding the protection of human rights and freedom, especially in the areas where convention law may directly be applied. The process of the democratization of the society began well, but we face economic difficulties caused by a collapse of the economy of the former federation and the brutal wars that have risen with the dissolution. The Republic of Macedonia did not take part in the war, but we were faced with an absurd problem: the denial of our name that introduced embargo toward us for our southern neighbor Republic of Greece. A highly emotional issue, such as the demand to change the name of the state, for which none of the citizens agree, has a strong influence on the development of our democracy. The process of action of Macedonia to the European Union has been slowed down, even though we are a candidate for membership since 2005. This also led to strengthening of the retrograde forces against the democratic decision, requiring a solution to the absurd problem hindering our development and approximation to the developed world. As a consequence to this, and to some of our internal weaknesses, we are led to a political crisis which has been going on for 2 intensive years. We already had problems, but they become more intense with the disclosure of the affair with the illegal wiretapping, whose content was publicly broadcasted, which the citizens were faced with a great violation of human rights and freedom. Dear friend, in recent years, the general impression in Macedonia is that there has been a decline in the protection of human rights. The authority of the judicial bodies is in constant decline. The citizens no longer believe that we are implementing reforms. We always say that we are harmonizing our legislation with the European will. They are a poor and experience violation to some on their vital rights which they used to have, and now with the about of conservatism are diminished or non-existent anymore. The citizen realize that even the best legal solution that are grounded with the most progressive solution do not mean anything if they do not have good salary, good health system, education, etc. Such conditions are skillfully used by the politician. People very often are not aware that they have rights as individuals, and that these risks are fundamental human rights. The impoverished citizen can easily be drawn for the need of the collectivity. A main loss in the collectivity identify which the party, which his religious group, nationality, and so on. Lastly, there is little energy left him who fight for himself. This behavior has penetrated everywhere, even in the courts. The independence of judges is being questioned more loudly, and there is strong influence of the executive power on the judicial as a guarantor of the protection of human rights. Domestic and international experts, which their argumentative analysis point out the situation in Macedonia, that there are problems with judicial independence, that we have selective justice, and so on. The political influence on the appointment and the work of the judges and the public prosecutors is also being pointed out. It is especially in the process where parties are persons of higher profile. We got special prosecution, which jurisdiction to examine the materials of the illegal wiretapping and to initiate prosecution for the crime in them. The people and the Macedonian judiciary who honestly and professionally do their job find this condition difficult. This is also true for the democratic public. In international report followed by an insight into our situation, there are examples suggesting indirect political pressure, court decision adopted in unusually swift proceedings. Attention is drawn to specific decisions whose content has accelerated the judge's career. This report have been publicly published and had effect on the public. As a consequence, the citizens' trust in the authorities of the state responsible to protect their human rights and freedoms has been diminished. There are negative comments and the report on the European Commission on Macedonian's progress and the European integration. This image picture is supplemented by the fact the Constitutional Court, which has jurisdiction to act upon requests for protection of human rights and the rights of the citizen, has seen modest judicial practice. By analyzing the cases of the legal remedy, it may be noted that the Constitutional Court has rarely offered protection of human rights and freedoms. That is who the citizens seeks protection by this court less and less. The constitutional and the legal protection of human rights and freedoms is considered ineffective by the domestic expert public. This is who, in the upcoming constitutional amendments, a procedure temporarily suspended due to the early parliamentary election, the issue of the establishment of effective judicial protection of human rights and freedom in also being addressed. Seems that the delayed process of accession of Republic of Macedonia to the EU negatively affect the internal state of human rights protection. Even though the majority of the internal forces set ambitious target for true independence of the judiciary for an career system based on merit system. Institutions independent by capacity, still there are forced pulling us backwards. In the last years, when the military hotspot in the Balkans were stabilized, as if the international organization had left fast, the stability on the region sufficient. With this, I would like to point out that in the future, more attention should be paid to the Euro integration in the Balkans. We are aware that the benefit offered by the international law and the rich experience of the international institution in the protection of human rights are our highest priority. The experience of the richer and the more developed country will be our guide, so that our people use natural resources of the region and live in peace and prosperity. Thank you for attention.
Okay, thank you very much. You said you'd prefer, given languages, not to do questions in this format, but maybe informally after? Or my colleague Radustina volunteered, she could also translate.
Okay. A možeš? Dobro, ajde. Ako ima prašanje, da.
So we will be able to take some questions then, so excellent. Radustina, help us with the translation. Let's start maybe ladies first, so Tatiana.
Thank you. Ja mogu isto da vas pitam, ako me razumijete, pošto govorim hrvatski. Maybe for audience I will keep in English. Okay, regarding the current situation with refugees in Macedonia, I would like to ask you, there is the first World Children Embassy in Macedonia, in Magyarshi, since 1992. If there is a collaboration between Supreme Court and Children Embassy to collaborate regarding the protection of rights of the even refugees, and how you support them if there is any collaboration. Thank you.
Относно ситуацията с мигрантите в момента в Македония, има ли Върховния съд някаква колаборация, с други институции и как помагате на другите институции да се справят с ситуацията с бежанците?
Врховниот суд моментално нема надлежност за одлучување на правото на азил, ако мислите на тоа, бидејќи во Република Македонија има управно судство кое е надлежно. Но генерално Македонија е земја низ која транзитираат избеглиците. Тие не останува, многу е мал, речи си символичен бројот на тие што остануваат во Македонија. Се брои на една.
But is there any collaboration with Children Embassy?
Има ли някаква колаборация? Can I ask you to explain what is the meaning of Children Embassy? Is this a kind of institution?
There is the first Children Embassy in the world, which has been introduced. I met some representatives, and This was my question, if there is a sort of collaboration, because they recognize the work with United Nations.
And this embassy is situated in
Macedonia, and there are also honorary consuls, ambassadors, people who are engaged in this institution. So I don't know if you
Да,
are
разбрав.
informed about it. That's my question.
Да. Вниманието на меѓународната заедница е силно врз институциите во Македонија во однос на решавањето на многу важното прашање на големиот број на избеглици кои што поминуваат низ Македонија. Значи, Врховниот суд, како што реков, во рамките на юриспруденцијата нема надлежност, но со своето знаење, со својот авторитет, учествува на конференции и помага во разрешувањето на оваа горливо прашање.
I will translate the answer now, and I will ask again about the children embassy. There is no special kind of mandatory expectation that the court is taking care for giving some directions about the protection of the no matter of the children or adult refugees, but of course the representatives of the courts are taking part in different type of events as conferences. Of course, they're always trying to help with their expertise.
Сакам да ви кажам дека мојата кариера во Врховниот суд што туку заврши, јас сега ќе бидам само едукатор во Академијата за обука на суди и јавни обвинители. Ве молам да им кажете на... Значи, заврши мојата кариера како судија на Врховен суд. Сега ќе бидам едукатор во Академијата за обуки на суди и јавни обвинители.
Okay, just to add that at the moment the Honorable Judge Ristova is not part of, she already finished her career in the Supreme Court, and at the moment she's a professor,
Educator.
a teacher, yes, in the legal academy in her country. Now I will translate the question about the children embassy. Има ли някакво посолство за деца, което познавате ли тази идея, посолство, което е предназначено специално за деца във вашата държава?
Во рамките на Народниот правобранител има посебно задолжен правобранител, кој што народен правобранител, обдусман, кој што се грижи за заштита на децата избеглици, и мислам дека има една невладина организација, Меѓаши се вика. Тие се воопшто за заштита на детските права, меѓутоа во рамките на својата активност, сега како актуелен проблем се занимаваат и со заштитата на децата на родителите избеглици.
Okay, this is not an embassy, this is a non-governmental organization. That is okay. Now it's clear that this is a non-governmental organization that is taking care for the children's rights, and also there is a ombudsman that is also helping in this, and especially working with children.
Thank you.
Do you have more questions? Comments? Yes, sir.
I'd just like to thank you, Madam, for such an honest and comprehensive account of what is happening in Macedonia. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We feel that what is happening in UK regarding Brexit is probably having some effect on Macedonia as well. And that is why you're having those repercussions there in terms of the application for EU membership. And we hope that the government in Macedonia will be able to put the minds of the citizens at rest so that things can go more forward.
представихте ситуацията в Македония.
Разбрав това.
Okay.
Разбира.
Също така се надява, че правителството ще намери сили да продължи пътя по европейския път, по който Македония е поела и с политическите промени, които се случват. Следващото правителство ще има възможност да продължи този европейски път. Имате ли коментар относно?
Да, кратко. Благодаря на убавите зборови. Во Република Македонија моментално се случуваат големи промени. Имаме ние меѓународни задачи да завршиме во врска со реформи на судството и да ефектуираме работата на специјалното јавно обвинителство, кое треба да гони криминал на лица од високите кругови на власта.
In Macedonia now many changes are taking place, and actually one very important point is that now the public prosecutors, they should really start
Special public prosecutors.
special public prosecutor. They now should start to work with politicians and people who are taking high position, just in order to help this process, the European Union integration process of Macedonia.
Веќе 2 години во Македонија постојано има некои демонстрации, и денес има демонстрации по повод изборите, и главната поента е нема правда, нема мир. Значи судството е судството е прозвано како прво што треба да воспостави правда во државата, а со тоа и мир.
Almost every day there are many demonstrations, almost every day, and in Macedonia, especially during the last weeks, because
Parliamentary election. Да, в неделя парламентарни.
Last Sunday, the parliamentary election took place, and the main motto of the whole demonstration were that there is no.
Нема правда, нема мир.
There is no.
If there is no justice, there is
No justice, no peace.
Yes, this is the correct translation. So the people of Macedonia would like to find a way, their politician, to lead the country with justice and with
Stop
peace,
corruption.
to stop corruption, and this is, they believe that this is, of course, the best way to continue with the European integration.
И по ова прашање има општ граѓански консензус во Македонија, да имаме независно судство и да имаме да корупцијата во некои нормални граници да ја доведеме.
Yes, very and also a related point, of course, to have a independent legal system, and of course to try to minimize the corruption, to continue to fight with this, especially against the highest level. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much again. Welcome.